As you were saying, it is the long run. To turn one, it means you're probably best to be in the second row to get the slipstream. Lofty and Dodgy will be probably squalling over the same piece of track off the line, but we're going to get them all into position and we're going to take the 5 lights. Lofty on the right hand side, Dodgy on the left. Hyper's his championship rival only in P8 as the lights come on. We're at 4 lights, 5 lights. The cars are on the grid waiting and ready to go, revving. And we are green and racing, and we are going to see Lofty getting a good start there. We're going to see Mercedes on New Sound up the inside already, trying to get his way up into P3 as they all actually managed to keep it relatively clean on the straight. Dodgy's on the outside, going to go later on the brakes. Lofty's having to try and run him out of road, and Dodgy does have to back out with a slight pinch there as we're starting to see a bit of kerfuffling in the midfield. Hyper's already up into P4, fighting for P3 mix. So he's doing everything he needs to do so far, but Jack Mull's having none it as he retakes the place. Unreal Salmon up into 5th as we see the Williams and Gareth walking up into 4, meaning Cameron's having to get a bit of slide on. Charlie's gone backwards off the line as well. Already down to P9, but he's going to try and get...
Cowan's been spun around, or he's got damage. I don't know what happens, but Cowan's gone around turn 4. Relatively clean start.
On!
Hello.
Sorry. And Hypers has gone backwards. I don't know if he's got damage. He's gone really slow. I can't get a good camera angle as we're going to see him coming back into frame there. I'm going to try and get on board with Steve-O up to 10th off the start. Hyper's gone backwards. He's got no damage.
Not visible. For a relatively clean start until everyone got to turn 6 or 7. It all kind of went a bit crazy. Cowan, obviously, I got damage somewhere, and the time screens have decided to blow up. But yeah, Vision spun coming out turn 7. Cowan speeding the pit lane for good measure. And yeah, well, the Alfa Romeo Constructors Charge has taken a massive hit after that. But yeah, Hyper's had a great start, and then all of a sudden he didn't have a great start.
It's the race is definitely no one on the start, but it definitely can be lost in the championship. Well, the Constructors Championships kind of took in a bit of a back seat there with the drive-through penalty as we're waiting for the timing screens to get themselves back in order. As Cowan currently leading the race, as that is actually Lofty. Top 3 mechs already pulling out a fair sizable gap to Unreal Salmon in 4th.
Unreal Salmon under pressure. There's a Dolphin's going to try and run the outside. I said there won't be many chance for overtakes here, but Dolphin's going to have a look. I think the gap has formed because Hypers obviously was fighting for that position, and then he wasn't. So yeah, Hypers has obviously dropped back, and then that's probably caused the gap. Jack Mull is a lap down, so that's his timing screens are going to plague him even more. So yeah, that's carried on from qualifying, as Dolphin is going to make a move.
And Dolphin doesn't even need the DRS to get up the inside. Unreal Salmon at turn 1, and Salmon's going to try and fight it back, but Dolphin is able to manage the throttle off the exit, and we're going to see Gareth get up the inside as well, taking the Mercedes driver and pushing him back one place further, and he's gone wide again, and that's going to be Cameron trying to get his way past the Mercedes. Unreal Salmon just looks a bit loose in the early stages. Is Cameron? And Charlie's going to try and get up the inside, and he turns 7, as he does back out it very sensibly, but Unreal Salmon is kind of flopping about in the midfield, and it looks to be just losing a bit of pace in the early stages. Can tyre wear really be starting to kick in at this point? Hypers goes for the move. Sorry. Hypers has got to go for the move up the inside of Charlie, but Charlie gives him just enough space, and they're going to go side by side through the stadium section. Charlie just making Hypers know that it's not going to be an easy move. But sorry, you can continue.
Yeah, depends on how many laps they did in qualifying, but yeah, this delta for Jack Mull is really going to... Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to say about it. Because he's in 17th place, but he is in 3rd, so I don't know. Gareth around the outside.
Gareth keeps the place. It was really good defending there for the Williams driver. He gave him just enough space on the inside to work with. And he did compromise, Gareth did compromise his own line into turn 2, but it was still great driving. His Hypers has already went for a very ambitious lunge there. I think he must have just missed
corner cutting, yeah.
A penalty for good measure there. I was just on board with Gareth on the broadcast camera, and I just seen Hyper's car just speeding into turn 4, and I'm like, this is gonna be a train wreck. And how it's no, I'm quite impressed, but the 3-second penalty will probably be the wee slap in the wrist that he needs to just say, get your braking right. But Hypers is on the back of Charlie, up the inside, trying to move up the inside once again. He does get a better bite at it, but Charlie once again no making it easy for the Renault driver. And Hypers, if there's one piece of information he needs, up the inside in the final corner, Charlie again just pinching him, and it's going to be, Hypers is going to have, like, if there's one wee piece of advice I can give him is just keep your head. It's only lap 5, 30 laps left. It will come to you. It will come to you.
Yeah, Jack Moore is, well, in 3rd, but he's in 17th on the timing screens as Hypers goes very deep, and he's, it just doesn't seem to be with him at the moment. He seems a little bit frustrated. Had a great start, obviously, and then just dropped back, whether it was a mistake or I'm not sure, but yeah, we've got random yellow flags all over the place now. There was an incident early on between a Flying Lemon, I think it was, and Grumpy Orange. A Flying Lemon taps Grumpy Orange round at turn 5. Just think a Flying Lemon just stuck his nose in where it didn't belong, and that tapped Grumpy Orange into a spin, but they're both continued on a bit further back at the moment. But yeah, Hypers is, well, I think he's just frustrated at the moment.
Aye, like that's the kind of like the frustration is so easy. It creeps in so easy when you're driving, and you have to say to yourself, like, it is a long race. Dodgy might be so far up the road, as he has just lost the place to Jack Mull off camera, but Jack Mull's a 17th, so I don't know how this is going to work in its entirety with the timing glitch. He is 17th and last with a lap down, so, but he is currently around P2. Lofty is building the gap up in front, so we'll just need to really keep a wee eye on Jack Mull and see what's really happening with him. Hopefully it will update with time, but only time will tell if it updates. As Charlie goes up, as Hypers just go around the outside of Charlie, and they've made contact, and Hypers goes into a wee half spin, and I think Charlie's just kind of getting on the place there to say that was maybe a wee bit of bad voodoo for me there, so you can take the place, but Charlie's...
Yeah, he's gone off the track. I don't know what's going through Hyper's head at the moment. But yeah, you're not going to win a championship off this basis, but it's only lap 6, near the end of lap 6. Still 30 laps to go, and you never know what could happen. Dodgy could crash, he could do anything really. One thing to say at the moment, he's not going to win this race unless Lofty makes a mistake, because Lofty is absolutely fine up front.
Lofty really is just running his own race up in front, so this is the kind of
Cameron
question.
on Unreal 7 rigs. He's backed out of it. Russell's DNF'd. Russell's out.
Oh, that's a crash. That's a crash.
Sector. And is it going to be anything? Doesn't know.
Just disappeared.
Fair enough. Surprised.
Cam, especially considering that Mexico is quite a it's a breeding ground for a safety car, if I'm being entirely truthful. But yellow flags are back out for sector 2. Maybe the marshals just have got fully rid of the Ferrari.
Yeah, this lobby's a little bit glitched, to be honest. But
this is right. Well, looking at right, we'll look at the gaps.
Oh, Unreal Salmon's in the wall outside.
That's a safety car. Oh, that's a big crash, big incident there for the Mercedes driver.
I just caught the end of that, and I saw him run wide. Oh, Lofty spinning a bit late.
Steve, what are you doing?
What did you just do?
I don't know. It's like he just straightened the car up, and he was gone straight to the scene of the accident.
Jack Moll's just Jack Mole's just been teleported back out on track. I know he's in the pit lane.
Well, we
He's
well,
going
we-
backwards
well,
in
we-
the pit lane. Oh my god, he's going
well, we-
backwards in the pit lane. What is going
will
on?
we invite? Will we get him at the race? Will we get him?
No, he's just come back out of the pit. I don't know. He's going backwards in everything.
No, because it's a
Loftie's
safety
in the pit
car.
lane anyway. But yeah.
It's a safety car, and this is a big concern now because the pack does get bunched up, and this can really run the risk of throwing everything up. I want to see what everybody's. If has everybody made a stop? I'm looking at the wrong stuff, but there. Right.
Apart from Steve-O flying lemon. Yes, but yeah, that was a little bit weird. His car seems to be really glitched at the moment. But Lofty's pitted for another set of softs. But he did speed into the pit lane.
Oh.
In all of that.
But I don't know. We'll kill it all day. We'll leave it. We'll let it run. And the timing glitch we can work out. Because we're obviously Kenny's P2. He's no 16, so don't take that as the be all and end all. He is right behind Lofty and right in front of Dodgy. You can see him there in the Red Bull. We have got Steve-O and a flying lemon, still out on track. And this is interesting now, Max, because they have no pitted. Does this mean the one-stop medium to hards is an option?
Yeah, it is an option. It's a conservative strategy. That's for sure. But yeah, I think it is definitely an option, but I still think it's going to be slower. But I guess if you're on the mediums, you might as well just stay out and see what happens, because you never know. So, but yeah, I do expect those cars behind to get in amongst them anyway. But yeah, a lot of penalties already. So this will be interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure about Jack's car, to be honest with you. Yeah.
I think. Well, what is the ruling anyway? It's only if the connection of the driver is a risk to everybody else, isn't it?
Yeah, his connection's fine. It's just that his timings are off. Right, it certainly looks like his connection's fine to me.
His connection's absolutely bang on the money. Like, his connection's no cone wood. It's no got any significant dangers attached to it. So, it's the fact that what makes it a bit difficult is, should he finish in a respectable position, how is that going to classify him? Because we don't know.
Leave it up to the admins, I suppose. Safety car is in this lap. Jack Mole apparently has just overtaken Unreal Salmon for 15th place.
Love that for you. Just
2 laps down.
Just wash your hands out.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. But Lofty is about to get us underway, and I expect him to bowl clear.
Definitely, with Lofty on the softs, he has got the clean air to. Obviously, when he makes a stop, he's not used to 2 tyre compounds. The Red Bull Jack Mole is right on the back of him, and Lofty is dictating the pace as he is alluded to as he is the de facto safety car. But Jack Mole is right on the back of him. Lofty's left the Red Bull driver right on his rear end there to give the Red Bull driver a chance, and he's already having to try and break the slipstream. He's going to have to watch because it could be classed as weaving. Dodgy is actually P3 as Jack Mole does got the inside, and Jack Mole is leaving it very late on the brakes there, but Lofty does just give him the space as Yellow floods it back out once again for the full circuit. Let's jump on board the Jack Mole.
In the pit lane.
He's not even. I don't know.
Bizarre.
I don't know.
Gareth has made a move on a flying lemon. He's on the soft compound tyre, so he's going to try and make some moves. So watch out for Gareth.
I want board the Gareth the now, and he's got Dolphin and Steve up in front. And what tyres? Gareth started on soft, so he definitely needs to pit again.
Yeah.
So he needs to clear this traffic. Dolphin only pit again. Steve-O is in the windy for a once though. He doesn't need to go to the hards though, and that would be about. When is the pit windy medium to hard? When would you guess that to be? How long does it need to go?
I can't remember, to be honest. Any time really, but there's yellow flags everywhere, and I don't think anyone can overtake. They're currently almost 4 wide down the straight. Between.
We need to jump on board that.
I don't know who this is. Charlie, Hypers, Flying Lemon, and Cameron. But I'm not sure if they're allowed to overtake because there's yellow flags everywhere. So this lobby is, well, I don't know.
So
Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest.
I'm really well. Gareth's just took Steve-O and Dolphin, and he's got no penalties for it. So, is it visual or is it actually impacting?
Well, I don't know if
the
it's
racing?
yellow flags for us or for certain people. So I've had it before where it's just been yellow flags for me, and everyone else is under green flags. So I don't know. As Dolphin goes miles off the track, I just picks up a time penalty. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of ruining the spectacle really for the viewers, but I don't know about Jack Mild because he's absolutely fine.
Well, Sam's saying in the chat, Jack, I think, must be causing these glitched yellows, and they might have to leave. Is that us, or is that Jack? I don't
Jack.
know. I don't. Oh, well, it's back to green anyway.
But
Well, it's back to green.
yeah, fine. But
So
I don't know.
the lobby is broke. We can't overtake. Well, I don't know what to say. Well,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I don't know what you can do when you start the race. So unless you just either red flag the race, or I don't know. But you're gonna have to carry on at this point.
get race control on the phone.
Yeah.
Well, we might need to, like, honestly, I think we might need to put the plug on Jack's race. If this is what's going to happen. I don't care anything
But
about
then
the game,
I don't
and it's
think
glitches,
the game
and it's
will.
breaking.
I don't think the game will do anything. I think once it starts, I
It's
don't
back
know.
to,
I don't know if this is going to
it's-
stop, to be honest. But
it's back to green anyway.
yeah.
Like, we're back racing. Like, I can understand. Right, that's caused by Jack, he needs to leave. Next. So
Yeah.
we put in the plug.
I don't know if he knows the rule, but I'm going to have to invite. Oh, will this fix it though? What if it doesn't fix it? I feel bad.
This is the thing, I don't know. I don't care anything about these glitches.
I
I'm just
genuinely
taking.
don't know if this is going to improve it or not.
I'm just kind of taking these words for gospel. Like, these words are like gold. Like, and Charlie's just went and spun Steve-O, and that's meant Cameron's hitting at the side of him. There, that's no been a good run there for the McLaren driver, just getting a bit caught up there. I think Charlie was probably just slowly closing the door a bit too much there, and Steve really didn't really much else to go. I don't really know. I caught that one quite late.
Yeah, the thing is, Jack is not lagging at all. So it's a bit like Southerners from last season where he was a lap down before and he was fine. Division 1, if you remember. It's a little bit like that for me, because his connection's absolutely fine. He's not lagging, not anything.
Well, what about... Well, Sam says he could leave and then rejoin. But
I don't know how
I
we're going
don't
to tell him
know.
that, so...
Well, what about we invite him anyway, and then we tell him to leave, and then we come back him as we're starting to see some drivers still. Like, well, the overtaking's improving. Well, obviously some instances by the by, but like there's no glitched yellows. It looks to have camped. The only issue I've got with him is the timing glitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should just carry on. If he just lays badly, then to get him out of vision, let's return in the pit lane. But yeah, I think we should just.
Oh,
I think we should. I think we should carry on.
right.
Because he's not lagging. So
Right. Well,
Gareth's on the back of Dodgy through all of that on soft compound tyres, and yeah, Dodgy is driving very well at the moment. You could say a drive worthy of a champion at the moment, but Gareth's got like 0 ERS.
Gareth
He's trying to
has
use
just
ERS
shown
and
that- he's out the watch.
Vision's car.
Gareth, no risking it on the brakes there. Dodgy, confident on the braking zone there actually, and we're going to have to watch the glitch yells again. Speak A the devil. Oh, it's back to green. Let's just stick to 1, and that's probably just for Visions, who is starting to back this wee pack up with Hypers, Charlie and Maxwell, who'll just manage to get by there as well.
Gareth got past Dodgy.
And as soon as jump off of Gareth, he does make the move on Dodgy, and that is for
Didn't really know what happened
P3.
there. Yeah, Dodgy just kind of left the door wide open at turn 5, and that was it. Vision was off session, but he's out. But yeah, I think Gareth is obviously. We'll see what Gareth does on Jack Mole here, but yeah. Gareth is flying at the moment, but Lofty is a long way clear, and even with a 5-second time penalty, when he hits again, he'll still come back out in the lead.
Definitely, and
Good.
I think well, I mean, we'll not talk about penalties too much. I was going to ask about a penalty situation there, but we'll keep the penalties to the minimum because we like to build the suspense. Dodgy's going to go for the move back on Gareth. Not quite close enough this time, but Gareth definitely getting his money's worth out of these softs. So he is up into P3. Jack Malt is in P2. We just need to keep that one a bit more vibrant, a bit more aware. And looking at the race as well, we have got Steve-O's coming for a set of softs, so he is going to 2-stop. Flying Lemons run to a set of softs, so he's 2-stopping. So the 1-stop has well and truly been thrown out of the window there for Red Bull and Red Bull. Team name McLaren and Racing Point, and they're going to go in the 2-stop the same as everybody else, but that means they're going to do soft, so they'll be absolutely blitzing it to the end. The gaps are quite healthy. Like, everybody's kind of just running their own racing now, albeit it's 1.2 between Hypers and Charlie to the fact that it's 3.2 between Maxwell and Grumpy Orange. Like, they are quite spaced out, Mercs, as we're about to approach the halfway point.
Yeah, I think this is one of, well, a class of what now at front for Lofty. Not the most exciting thing. The most exciting thing is Jack Mole's connection. Not so connection, as his car is all over the place. His timings are off. But yeah, Gareth is coming up to the back of him, but I think Gareth is probably going to... Well, we'll see if he pits before he gets up to the back of him, but yeah. Because Jack Mole is on the medium compound tyres, by the looks of it, or that's what it says anyway. As Callum pits onto the hards. And
Cowan pitted early under the first safety car, and he went to a set of medium, so he's going to go to hards. Is that strategy worthwhile?
I guess he's got nothing to lose, so let's try something. I think Jack Mole's getting blue flags. It might be. I don't think Gareth is close enough yet, but the Dodgy's picked up a time penalty. Missed that. So that might bring Dolphin into play for a position, but Dolphin's got all the ERS in the world, so he could definitely go a lot faster. Yeah, I think this is just kind of waiting for something to happen. There's a yellow flag. I don't know why. No, that's just Grumpy Orange in the pit lane. So, yeah, this is going to go or no? Grumpy Orange is not existing. Or he might have just lagged a little bit there.
Vibing.
Yeah, I don't know. He just stopped in the pit lane. Not sure what happened there, but yeah, Jack Mole is still ahead of Gareth. What I would say is the battle for P2. Yeah, we'll keep tight lipped on that, and we'll have to wait and see what the admins and whoever the higher powers do about that. But yeah, Gareth is in the DRS anyway. Whether he has to, well, I guess we'll get to know if Jack Mole ends up getting blue flag penalties, and then we'll really know. But he's not going to be close enough. No, that's for sure. And yeah, Dodgy, Dodgy, Dolphin, Hypers, Charlie, Maxwell, they're all going to be on the soft compound tyres. You would think to the end of the Grand Prix, yellow flags are out once again, or they're going to go for another set of mediums. But yeah, I think they could possibly be on soft compound tyres to the end of the race, which means Gareth is going to have to do a lot of defending if he's wanting to keep the podium. But yeah, we'll wait and see. As Gareth has definitely got some decent pace at the moment.
Definitely. And looking at the battle for P2 between Jack Mull and Gareth, the eyes might be deceiving you with the timing sheet, but it is definitely Jack Mull in P2 despite him being in 14th. And Grumpy Orange right on the rear of line of Steve-O. And we'll jump onto this battle because I think Grumpy Orange might get the run down to turn 4. Steve-O will be keeping his car all the way to the left to make sure Grumpy Orange goes the long way round, but Grumpy Orange is no close enough to make any kind of move. But Orange really looking to be the quicker of the two at this stage. But he is on the fresh mediums, and with the car always getting lighter, the track always rubbing in, it kind of will favour Grumpy Orange that wee bit more as he tries to shivel away past. Shivel?
Shivel?
Random word, but
interesting.
Shivel? Aye. He is looking really racy behind the McLaren though, so I think this could be if he just had a wee bit more patience, just a wee bit of patience. Steve-O's running onto the curb there, Grumpy Orange looking this way and that, so I think this should be a relative proceeding move into turn 1 if he gets it nice and easy on the traction. And Steve-O's all the way to the right hand side as they burn in his ERS. He's probably going to wait until he's Grumpy Orange is closer, but Grumpy Orange has got a good bit of battery there to burn, and he's burning it, he's gaining, running the outside, he's going to go late on the brakes. Steve-O just keeping up the inside, but Grumpy Orange going to go around the outside. Ooh. And in turn 2 as they bang wheels through turn 2, and again, and Grumpy Orange is having to settle in once again behind the McLaren as Cameron's going to start joining this battle now as well next, and Lofty is into the pits. Jack Mull leads.
So is Gareth as well. Let's see how close they are to be about 4 seconds. Ish? I don't know. You said Jack Mull leads. We don't even know that, but yellow flag if I'm looking. I think. The gap as Gareth comes out of the pits is still, well, that's a decent stop from the Haas guys. But with the 5 seconds, Lofty has come out behind Maxwell, and is he going to get past him straight away? It looks like he is.
Maxwell Ken, that's just though his race to be racing. Lofty will be on the fresh mediums. Maxwell is on relatively old mediums and probably will need to stop again, but Maxwell Ken's better that that's no his race to be fighting. He is quite content in P6 at the moment, and he'll just settle in.
I think Dodgy is struggling, to be honest. Dolphin is closing the gap. It was about closer to 5 seconds than it was to half that. So yeah, I think Dodgy may. Is he in the pits yet? No, he isn't. Yeah, Dolphin is a lot quicker than Dodgy at the moment. So that's another position. And then the next person after that is Championship rival SLR Hypers.
Kind of running a quiet race in fourth.
Yeah, I think that even if Dodgy picks up a few points, he probably will be happy gaining in the championship. Because at the moment, well, he had a decent pace in qualifying, but yeah, I don't know if it's just these mediums he's not dealing with. But yeah, Dolphin's got some really good. Excuse me, Dolphin's got some really good pace at the moment in his catching, but it looks like Dodgy's got more pace than what Hypers has. As Lofty is right on the back of Charlie, and is he going to get held up? There's a wide line from Lofty. He wouldn't want to be doing that too much. But yeah, Charlie is in his way, and Charlie
I think you
doesn't.
just gotta let him go. I just gotta let him go there. I think if there's one, I mean, it's one of this. It's one or the other, isn't it? Really, because you've got drivers out there that are sensible enough to realise, like Maxwell and Charlie showed there, like it's no their race. Lofty's have a different strategy. It's a different.
Mole putting show is on again. He is on the.
I want to see it.
He is on the pit straight. Whether he'll. Oh my.
Oh, F's for whatever that is. But
He is. It's on the pit lane. It's like. I mean, obviously, don't know what happened for him, but it's probably not even happened on his screen. This is just like. It's just the comedy part. It's almost a bit funny. Just to watch. But yeah, bizarre. But that's happened again. If this was for position, he would be P8. P8.
and he's right behind Gareth, and Gareth will go on mediums to the end.
Well, Gareth
Lofty's
has
on
got
mediums to the end.
massive undercut.
And
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right in saying, Merck. Sorry, Dodgy really losing his grip and his pace on the old mediums. He'll probably need to come into damage to limitate the damage, which he does. Dolphin could go again though, because he is showing some exemplary pace. So he is going to go for a long run here and maybe go for some fresher softs near the
Hyper
end.
speeds into the pit lane. Yeah, it's just not been a good one for Hypers at all. I think the Renault boys are going to have to give him a massive pep talk for the final couple of races if he's going to compete. But yeah, he's really struggling at the moment. He's on the soft compound tyres. So maybe his Dodgy's gone for. He'll make it to the end. They'll probably be worse. It'll definitely be worse than the mediums at the end. But I guess he's got to try something different and hope something happens to Dodgy. But Dodgy is not one to make mistakes too often. He is 7.5 seconds up the road. Without a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So yeah, Hypers has got to get past them and gain a whole lot of time as well.
Oh, and we've got Cameron going for the move on Grumpy Orange. Looks relatively straightforward there as Haas overtakes Williams into turn 4. And we're 2/3 of the way through the race. Got a
Dolphin
final
pits.
third left as Dolphin does pit. Doesn't go much longer than I thought he probably would have, but
It's a long time on those tyres though.
it is true.
Mediums.
Another set of mediums. So Hyper's kind of gone for a throw of the dice here. I like that. I do like that about it, because like you're kind of well, what else you got to lose? Might as well just go for it.
Yeah, the undercut is quite big around here, so Dolphin's going to have to come back at Dodgy, but Dolphin doesn't have a penalty, so that's going to relegate Dodgy down. Slightly speeding, a lot of speeding into the pit lane. And we have a return of Jack Mole. Ahead is Gareth and Charlie going at it. Gareth on the fresh tyres. The Hypers picks up a time penalty again, being plagued by time penalties. Is Hypers in the last couple of races. Yeah, Gareth has made the move on Charlie, who's probably needs to pit quite soon. Otherwise, he's going to get overtaken by literally everyone.
Definitely, you don't want to be running. You don't want to be running that risk and compromising your own race. But we've got Lofty out in front, who was 7 5-second penalty.
There's not much has
Fine, 'cause
changed
he did
really.
have the penalty.
He lost about 2
He
seconds.
did have the
from
penalty flag, didn't he?
there. Yeah, he went in the pits, didn't he? So he served it.
Aye, and
Not much
this is
has
it.
changed.
Nothing's changed. Aye, he's just been doing his own thing, and not much has been going on.
Pitts.
Charlie Pitts. So he's going to go into probably 6 offs. Hypers goes fastest, so this could be a. I think this is the hang right, because if you're if you're Hypers right, would you have went softs?
Why not? You've got nothing to lose.
Easy as that.
You got nothing to lose. You're behind in the championship, behind in the race. Probably going to finish behind him on penalty. Finish behind your championship rival on penalties, the way it's going at the moment. Why not try and close the gap to Dodgy, put him under pressure, maybe force him into a mistake? You just don't know. The beauty of Formula 1 is, anything could happen. You could just get one lapse in concentration. You're in the wall, one little spin and you lost your front wing. Yeah, you never know. I mean, Dolphin is not as quick as Dodgy at the moment. As Gareth picks up a time penalty, putting Lofty even further ahead. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see, but Dolphin quicker in the final sector, but hasn't got the DRS. Is Jack going to fight? He's going to defend. So it's going to be for position, you'd say. Yeah.
Dodgy running outside. This is for P2. Aye, P2. Aye, I was about to say. Right, Max, can you do me a slight favour, right? So, see on the menus, as in the spectator menus, can you maybe take a note of Jack Mill's penalties but don't say what it is to me? Because it's trying to work out what's going to happen with these final results and if he's going to miss out on a podium or whatever. Because...
at the moment he's going to miss out on the podium, yeah.
Right, that's fine. Right, because I'll probably kind of check in on that in the next, probably lap 34, 35, just so we know what's really going on.
I'll just record the final lap or whatever.
That's fine.
Make sure I flick on the penalties as well.
Right, that's absolutely Jim Dandy then, because that's kind of one thing that came to mind there. And top of penalties, you've got Lofty, Dolphin, Maxwell and Cowan all keeping it within the lines, and top of penalties, Hypers picks up 3 seconds for his troubles, so I've not seen his. I've not seen anybody's. I've been trying to ignore penalties as much as I possibly can.
No, but Hypers keeps popping up every now and then. But yeah, he's got a gap of 14.5 seconds. Back to Charlie Maxwell, who's in BRS range. Hasn't got a lot of VRS.
Than Maxwell.
Hasn't got a lot of VRS though, so I don't think he's about second. So yeah, I don't think he's going to be going for a move anytime soon. But they're all kind of congregating for P3 at the moment.
And Jack Mull really becoming the bottleneck. Gareth is kind of running down and running away, kind of just building the gap out to Jack Mull. And we've got Dodgy. Oh, and Jack Mull's spun! Jack Mull's in the wall! And he's going to come back onto the racing line! Oh, and Hypers has hit him! And that's big contact, and Hypers is out of the race, and that might be a full course safety car there, and that is a VSC actually, not a full safety car.
That's just
Charlie. Did you see that?
Charlie's out. And Jack Mull's driving. What the hell is going on? Jack Mull is driving. And genuinely, Jack Mull is still driving. With 2 wheels on his wagon, he is driving around the circuit. How much? Oh no! Oh, I feel bad for Hypers, to be honest with you.
He's still going at some speed, hey.
Oh, only
Look at
Division
him go,
3.
man.
Only Division 3, I tell you. He's going for it. Yeah. He's not DNF somehow, but he has DNF'd. He's left the session, and now I don't really know. Yeah. Yeah, let's just
I'm not
ignore
gonna
that
lie.
happened.
I can't
His rear
go
wheels.
spectate.
I'm a great time.
I can't go spectating anything else. I'm too engrossed in what's going on here. Like,
There's
honestly,
a big battle for P2 at the moment, Riggs.
right, I'll jump on board with that. I'll jump on board with the battle for
dear.
P2.
Well, this is just throwing the championship right into Dodgy's favour. Whether he should have been in the race or not is a different question, but he did a genuine spin and was in the session and is out and still driving around. So yeah, Stevo's been lapped in P11. I'm not quite sure what to say. There's going to probably be a large debrief in Division 3. I wasn't sure what to do really, because his connection was absolutely fine, and it's not really anyone. Well, it's not really anyone's fault that he spun, but we weren't to know he was going to spin, and then Hypers was going to crash into him, and also Charlie somehow see that his car was just existing. And then once Jack left the session, the AI
just started driving again.
to drive.
I kind of want to see it again.
Oh dear.
I've
She's in DRS rig, so I think there's a bit more pressing that's going on.
Aye, mere pressing issues as we've got the two racing points squabbling for the P7. Same piece of tarmac, Sprightly leading the Flying Lemon in like racing points. I've noticed that in the race books. We might not have gave them the coverage that their races have probably kind of deserved, but like they've always kind of been on the same piece of track for the majority of this race. So we'll give them a healthy bit of broadcasting, healthy bit of content, and we'll see if a Flying Lemon can fit his way by Sprightly, and this will be the battle for P7. Grumpy Arms is
I was in
only
P6.
2.5 seconds up the road.
I didn't even know he just realised he's in P6. He's on like old tyres, but after all the carnage that's gone on, he's faded his way up to P6 out of absolutely nowhere. He was battling with Cameron last time I looked, so yeah, obviously the racing points are pitted in that, and Cameron has Cameron pitted as well, so that's why. But yeah, good news in the constructors as well, maybe. As Cowan is going to get some points. So yeah, I think at the moment you'd say Dodgy is clear favourite now for the title, provided he still finishes in P3, 4, whatever it will be. It's probably picked up another time penalty. But yeah, I think the racing points, I don't really know what they're going to do here, because they're kind of really close to each other. They just need to overtake Grumpy Orange, and that's a 6 and 7. Maxwell is now in a league of his own, as Dodgy is very close and not close enough. Lofty, 10 seconds clear. Yeah, I think that is, well, we could easily just start getting drive of the day boots in now, and I think we have a resounding. I know I'd pick my drive of the day as Lofty, to be honest, because but yeah, Flying Lemon has got past Riley, whether that was orchestrated or not. Wait and see. Flying Lemon has then proceeded to go deep straight afterwards, and yeah, and wow, the front left tyre Jack Moll is right in his face. I'm not sure how he can see the driving. Yeah, 2 wheels on his wagon still. And Lofty is catching him up by the looks of it.
And Dodge is going to take P2 for Gareth, like taking a sweetie half a lane into P2. Then everything he needs to do for the championship. Dolphin is just teetering outside the DRS on there as well. Driver of the day votes.
Oh, Dodge got past, I didn't even realise. Yeah.
He just got by there into turn 1 and 2 as he goes purple in the first sector, so it is definitely going to be. He's going to probably have some time to unleash the pace. Gareth already nearly outside the window for DRS. Speaking about being outside the window, he is kind of very much on the cuff. But as you were saying, I was saying, driver of the day. Merckx has gone for Lofty. We want to hear what you are saying in the chat. I'd probably leave my vote to Lofty Tay, despite the penalty. I don't know what it was.
Battling going on, Riggs.
We'll talk about
Grumpy Orange and a Flying Lemon. They come together already this race. A Flying Lemon giving a Grumpy Orange a wee tap. A wee tap in the opening stint, I think it was. But he makes a clean move there, and maybe he can back him up a little bit in the middle sector, so that his teammate can have a charge on him, and that will be P6 and 7 for the racing points. But on the other scale, Gareth is very close at the moment, not close enough to get the move done in turn 1. I don't think it's going to be close enough. Got a worse exit.
I'm on board with Lofty, and Jack's lost another wheel.
He's got he already had 2 wheels off.
No, he's lost 3 wheels because he's lost his front left,
and his
rear left, and now his rear right.
No, his rear right's still there for me.
His rear right's completely been ripped off in mine. So,
I was thinking so much
Lofty
speed.
Does.
No, is it still there? I don't even know. At this point, to be honest, just this game is just ridiculous.
This game has been consistently broken on so many levels. As Grumpy On, is going to try and get the move back on a Flying Lemon. A Lemon has made DRS, and Sprightly is kind of getting himself into the frame as well. Like, as you were saying, do you think this will just be a Flying Lemon trying to back Grumpy On up to try and get Sprightly up into 7th, and this will be a 6th-7th for Racing Point? I know that it could be a strong showing yet. It could be a strong result once again. Where is Gareth in the grand scheme of things with Dodgy?
Dolphin's falling back, Riggs. Maxwell pits, and he has got a free pit stop back to a Flying Lemon, so if that's wise. And he doesn't have any penalties, so he's not in any danger. And maybe Maxwell will steal the fastest lap point from whoever. I don't know what it was. I think Viper's had the fastest lap. But yeah, Gareth is close. Lofty's kind of just pacing himself out front. Jack Miles just made 2 overtakes on Vipers and Charlie. What a move by the 2-wheeled car. But yeah, this battle rages on. I have no idea on penalties. I'm just going to assume they both have the same, and Dolphin is going to usurp them both if he stays within 3 seconds of Dodgy, but he's kind of on the cusp of that as we're on the final lap.
Definitely Lofty is going to take the final parade, run the circuit, 9.1 seconds the gap, and this battle for P6 continues to rage on. But I think Flying Lemons kind of looks to have gave up on the team game. He's kind of gave up the ghost on that, as he's kind of starting to check out in front of a Grumpy Orange, leaving Sprightly today. Oh, he's self Sprightly. Just, I've noticed Sprightly's kind of having wee issues here now with the understeer on the car. It is still, I think it might just be, I don't know if it's tyre wear or just a general feel for the car, but he is still keeping up with Grumpy Orange. I think Grumpy Orange Sprightly's got the advantage when it comes to ERS, so, and if he can get a good exit here, I could see Sprightly mounting a charge down to turn 1, because Grumpy Orange is kind of left stranded here. Maybe the DRS was helping Grumpy Orange. Maybe a Lemon has let him, he's just weaving, so Sprightly is just going to go for an easy move up the inside and up into P7. goes the racing point, but I'm going to try and quickly jump onto Lofty as he comes off the final corner and he takes the checkered flag here in Mexico as he adds another win to his collection. Dodgy comes across the line of P2, Gareth will take P3 and Dolphin will be up to P2.
P2. Just about.
And Maxwell,
he's going to get fastest lap. He is down in the first sector. A long way back. 43 seconds. And then some. He's going to get fastest lap. We'll wait and see. He is almost 6/10 up. He's already out of ERS, so that's probably not a good sign. They're using that overtake a bit too much there, Maxwell. But yeah, let's see.
Exits the final corner for P5 and penalty free. Is he going to add the fastest lap point?
No.
No. Close, but no quite Carlin, as they say. Flying Lemon takes P6.
He missed out.
Strong result for the racing points.
0.2 of a second.
Oh, Cowan splits them. Cowan splits the pair of them. And I'm going to see Jack.
Almost.
Oh, he's right wheel. He's right wheels back on the car. Almost. And he's just spun.
Almost P6 for Cowan as well. I
have no words. Words do escape me in times of these game glitches. As Lofty moonwalks onto the podium, where we dance, shimmy and everything else as he collects the winner's trophy. Want to add to the collection, and it's Dolphin and Dodgy who is strengthening. Literally, I would probably even be bold and say one hand on the title.
Yeah, I'd go far as to say that. Very good.
So, with that in mind, it was a truly chaotic race. It was a truly chaotic return for myself and Max as a commentary duo once again, and I think we've been treated quite spectacularly to some brilliant driving and some game glitches. But it is lofty, to take the checkered flag here in Mexico, fastest in qualifying, pretty much untroubled in the race, strategy to perfection. Despite the penalty he picked up, he served it and was able to just check out in front. It was SLR, Dolphin and Dodgy rounding the podium. Gareth narrowly just missing out on penalties as Dolphin drove a relatively clean race. And I just say that when I'm doing the race rundown. And we've got
that's a perfect timing.
We've got
fan favourite
We've got Maxwell running his end race in P5, 14th to 5th, a very strong showing there by the McLaren driver, Flying Lemon, and Cowan 6th and 7th, Sprightly just being pipped to P7 there by penalties. Grumpy Orange and Cameron running out the top 10, and Steve-O being a lap down and being the last of the finishers. Your retirements were Jack Mull, Hypers, Charlie, Visions, Unreal Salmon, and Russell Very Leon. And we apologise for the spontaneous burst of laughter, but we were being joined by your podium finishers, and I was doing the race rundown and they kind of caught me off guard, but that's by the way. So I'll leave it to you, Max, to get them acquainted once again.
Yes, so we have everyone in, and continue to get your driver of the day votes in. Mitty says, great comms guys, tears rolling down my eyes as always. That's nice to know. So P3 was championship leader SLR Dodgy, and he will take a 34 point gap going into Brazil. So I've been talking us through that one. It was a tough start. And then he kind of settled in, and then I guess it was going to always be hard to match the pace of Lofty, and obviously you had the experience of Jack Mull all race. We didn't really know where he was half the time. So how was it for you?
Yeah, we didn't know where he was. I knew Jack was in second at one point, but it was saying he was in 14th or 15th on my screen. But yeah, there was obviously a glitch in the lobby or something. But for me, it was just a case of just get round, no damage, try and finish as high as you can, and obviously try and finish above your championship rival, which fortunately I've done. He obviously had another bad race himself, so unlucky to him. But yeah, Lofty was on a different level today, so well done, Lofty, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, obviously taking a big advantage now going into Brazil, which I think you said you were missing.
That's right.
Is that
At
still
the minute,
correct?
well, at the moment, I'm still missing Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, still 34 points. I mean, you could even win it when you're not there. So,
Yeah.
but, yeah, well,
That would be
we'll
unlucky.
wait and see. But good race, and you did what you needed to do.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
yeah, gained in the championship once again. So well done. On to P2
Cheers.
then. That is SLR Dolphin, and he's on the podium. I think this is the first time you're on the podium when I'm actually commentating, and me and Riggs are commentating, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, so that means that was your fault that I had a load of bad luck.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I gathered from that. But yeah, I think you kind of had a quiet race there. You had you weren't really in the picture at the start, but then as the race went on, you seemed to pick up the pace, and then obviously you gained on penalties in the end, just about.
Yep.
P2, how was that for you?
Yeah, like you said, I had a nothing race really. I didn't really, not many over. I don't even think I overtook anyone, to be honest. But I don't know what happened. There was something wrong with this lobby, I think, because Gareth just overtook everyone. Like, but for me, the whole track was yellow, so I couldn't overtake anyone. So I don't know what happened there. But yeah, just kept my head down, and I knew that they had 3 seconds penalties each, and I was sort of just coasting round, and they weren't pulling away from me. So I was just like, well, I might as well just keep it like this. No point in pushing, and up to P2. And the main thing is that I finished above Cowan, so that's that. Yeah, but well done to Lofty really. Anyway. Great race. Again,
Well done, Dolphin. I mean, not too much to report, but you'll take a piece at the end of the day.
No, but those races are good for me.
Yeah, exactly. So well done.
Thank you.
And on to our race winner then for race win number 4, and that is Lofty, SLR Lofty, and I think really just dominant drive, to be honest. I think you're going to get drive of the day as well. I mean, there wasn't really much wrong with that, apart from a speeding in the pit lane penalty. Yeah, how was that for you?
The speeding in the pit lane was a bit harsh, to be fair. I was only doing like 51, I think it was. That was another sort of quiet race apart from the 5-second penalty, which I was trying to change tyres. I was faffing around and didn't press the pit limiter, so I managed to go on to use softs and get a 5-second penalty. So I was like, completely ruined that. Just glad it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, I think you did well there. Besides that, and I mean, you weren't really under pressure, so I think you avoided everything. Obviously, it was had the safety car restart to deal with, dealt with that fine, and race start as well. Managed to fend off Dodgy just about. Besides that, was a very good race for you. So I'd say well done.
Yeah, good race for everyone. Like everyone that finished, well done. On to the next one.
On to the next one. On to Brazil. Where the
Yes.
Both championships can still be decided. Over to you, Riggs.
That's pretty much. Oops, I've just pressed a random button there. That's pretty much Mexico. I did see in the chat there was a few votes for Jack, but I think we'll override that and stick with Lofty because we've said Lofty was probably a fit for that, so we'll probably have to override the chat. And they only done it with Jack because you'll need to see the stream back. If I explained it to you, you'd think I was talking at my arse. But But I'll round off the stream there. I'll just echo what Max was saying. Just congratulations to the Tap 3. And with the championship still up for grabs in Brazil, it is definitely no one race you want to be missing. As we can see a new Division 3 champion in Brazil. So you'll need to tune in and see if that's going to happen. Saturday at 9 o'clock next week. But if you're not quite done with Mexico yet, there's always one more final race at Elite on this exact same channel with the Elite commentators tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So be sure to tune in for that as well, where I think there can be a championship decided in Mexico, and that will definitely be one race worth watching. And we'll round it off with there. We'll see you in the next stream.